I hope you have gone through what I have done in the last class. We'll do some more problems on Biot-Savart's law. The problem is, find the magnetic flux density due to a straight conductor carrying a steady current of I amperes. The point of interest may not lie on a plane bisecting the conductor. In the last class, I have done the problem in which the point of interest was lying equidistant from both ends of the conductor. In this case, it is not specific in the sense point P may be any point. It may be at equidistant from both the ends, or it may not be equidistant from both the ends of the conductor. So I am going to say now solution. Let 2L be the length of the conductor. This is the conductor. Length of the conductor is 2L. The conductor is carrying a steady current of I amperes. P is the point of interest. P may not be equidistant from both ends of the conductor. The perpendicular distance of point P onto the conductor is d meters. This is right angles. D is the normal distance from point P to x-axis. I will take a small elemental length of the conductor, which is dx, at a distance x. The midpoint of dx is at a distance x from O. The midpoint of dx is at a distance x from O. The midpoint of dx is connected to point P. The distance is r. Unit vector along r is ar cap. This is the angle theta. The angle theta varies from alpha 1 at one end, this is alpha 1 at one end, to alpha 2 at the other end. This is alpha 2. So theta varies from alpha 1 to alpha 2. So I am going to say now the magnetic flux density at point P due to I dx is vector dv is equal to cross product of vector I dx cross ar cap divided by 4 pi r square. A n cap is a unit vector into the plane of the board. What is A cross B? A cross B is equal to magnitude of vector A into magnitude of vector B into sin theta into A n cap. Please note that vector A and vector B are coplanar vectors having an angle theta between them. A n cap is a unit vector perpendicular to the plane containing the vector A and vector B. The direction of A n cap is obtained by closing the fingers of the right hand from vector A to vector B. Then thumb indicates the direction of A n cap. A n cap is determined using right hand rule. Close the fingers of the right hand from vector A to vector B. Then thumb indicates the direction of A n cap. If see vector A to vector B means you have to travel in this case in the anti-clockwise direction. Therefore, A n cap will be out of the board. This is the concept. Now this concept I will apply over here. So this is nothing but magnitude of vector I dx into magnitude of ar cap into sin theta divided by 4 pi r square 4 pi r square into a n cap. Now, what is magnitude of I dx? Magnitude of I dx, vector I dx is I into dx. This implies vector db is equal to I into dx. Magnitude of unit vector is 1 into sine theta into a n cap divided by 4 pi r square. This I call equation 1. The above equation has to be reduced. The above equation has to be reduced in terms of a single variable only. Then only we can perform integration. From the figure, what is cot theta? Cot theta is equal to x by d. This implies x is equal to d cot theta. This in turn implies dx is equal to minus d cosecant square theta d theta. And apply Pythagoras rule. What is r square? R square is equal to x square plus d square. What is x? D cot theta. Therefore, this is d square cot square theta plus d square. If you take d square common, you get 1 plus cot square theta. 1 plus cot square theta is cosecant square theta. So, this is nothing but d square cosecant square theta. So, what I have to do now is, I will replace dx by minus d cosecant square theta d theta, r square by d square cosecant square theta. This I call equation 2. This I call equation 3. Substituting equations 2 and 3 in equation 1 gives vector db is equal to I. What is dx? Dx is minus d cosecant square theta d theta into sine theta into a n cap divided by 4 pi d square cosecant square theta. So here what happens? Here cosecant square theta gets cancelled and we get minus I into sine theta divided by 4 pi d theta. We get minus I by 4 pi d sine theta d theta into a n cap. This is the magnetic flux density at point P. Due to current I flowing the elemental length dx. Next is the magnetic flux density due to the entire conductor. Hence the magnetic flux density at point P due to I flowing in the entire conductor is vector b is equal to integration of this expression from theta varying from alpha 1 to alpha 2 minus I by 4 pi d. I think vector mu is mu, I think I left it, please add it, minus mu. In the earlier expression also, I think mu was left out. So if mu is left out, please include it, because expression for vector dv will always have mu in it. Okay? So please make the correction. If I have written vector dv is equal to vector I dx into sine theta divided by 4 pi r square into 4 pi r square, sorry, I dx into ar cap. This expression I have written earlier. If I have left mu, please put mu. Please make that correction, because expression for magnetic flux density should contain mu. So if I have left that, please include that in the beginning itself. In any case, I have applied correction over here. This is mu. Mu into integral from alpha 1 to alpha 2 minus I by 4 pi d sine theta d theta into an cap. So this is minus mu into I by 4 pi d sine theta. If you integrate, you get minus cos theta. Therefore, this minus sign gets cancelled. Alpha 1 to alpha 2 an cap. So this is nothing but mu into I divided by 4 pi d cos alpha 2 minus cos alpha 1 into an cap. This is the expression for magnetic flux density at point P due to the current I flowing in the entire conductor of length equal to 2L. Please note that this expression is valid for any arbitrary point P. So when we write the expression for vector dv, if mu is left out, please include it. Because I have no reference on the board, I wiped the previous expression. If mu is not written, please incorporate it. Final expression is perfectly alright. Go through the steps. If you have any difficulty, please ask me. Thank you. Please include mu here also. Please include mu here also. Thank you. Please include mu here also. I have included. See, the problem is find vector B at the center of the square loop shown in figure 1. Here the concept is we'll find magnetic flux density at point P due to one conductor and multiply the result by 4 because of the symmetry involved. So I take method 1. I will solve this problem by two methods. Method 1. I take conductor number 1. This is conductor number 1 carrying a steady current of I amperes. P is equidistant from both ends of the conductor. This is equidistant from both ends of the conductor. The perpendicular distance of point P onto the conductor is rho, and rho is what? 2 meters. Rho is 2 meters. Length of the conductor is 4 meters. So this is 2L. 2L is equal to 4. Therefore, what is L? L is equal to 2 meters. Right? The magnetic flux density at point P is equal to 4 into magnetic flux density at point P due to the square loop is equal to 4 into magnetic flux density at point P due to one conductor. One conductor I have taken as conductor number 1. So what is the expression? Expression is, this has been derived, mu naught into I into L divided by 2 pi rho root of L square plus rho square into an cap. An cap is a unit vector perpendicular to the plane of the board. The current is flowing in the anti-clockwise direction. Close the fingers of your right hand in the anti-clockwise direction. then thumb is coming out. Therefore, this is the unit vector A n cap. Unit vector A n cap is coming out of the page in which the loop is located. Now substitute. So this is 4 times mu naught I into L divided by 2 pi. What is rho? Rho is 2 into L is what? 2. 2 square is 4. 4 plus. Right? Rho is 2. 2 square is 4. So you get what? You get 2 into 2 is 4. This 4 gets cancelled. You get, and what is L? L is again 2. So 4 gets cancelled. You get 2 times mu naught into I divided by divided by pi into root 8 into A n cap is equal to mu naught into I divided by pi into root 2. This 2 gets cancelled. Root 8 is 2 times root 2. So mu naught into I by pi into root 2 A n cap. So many Tesla. This is the expression. This is the answer for the magnetic flux density at point P due to square loop. Next I will go to method 2. Method 2. This is the conductor which I am calling as conductor 1, carrying a current of I amperes. This is point P. This is point P. Point P is equidistant from both ends of the conductor. Where the current starts, the angle is alpha 1. Where the current ends, the angle is alpha 2. So this angle is alpha 1. This angle is alpha 2. This angle is alpha 2. So what is alpha? What is alpha? What is this perpendicular distance? Perpendicular distance is D. D is 2 meters. Okay. So what is the length of the conductor? Length of the conductor is 4 meters. Okay. So what is alpha 2? What is alpha 2? Alpha 2 is equal to 45 degrees. Alpha 2 is equal to 45 degrees from the figure, and alpha 1 is equal to 135 degrees. Alpha 2 is equal to 45 degrees because this is 2. This is 2. Tan alpha 2 is 2 by 2. Tan alpha 2 is 1. Therefore, alpha 2 is 45 degrees. Alpha 1 has to be 135 degrees. So the expression is vector B is equal to 4 times mu naught into I divided by 4 pi d cos alpha 2 minus cos alpha 1 into A n cap. This expression can be used for any point. The point may be equidistant from both ends of the conductor, or it may not be equidistant from both ends of the conductor. This formula, the previous formula, has to be used only when point P is equidistant from both ends of the conductor. So this is now mu naught into I, 4 gets cancelled, pi, d is what? 2 meters, cos alpha 2, cos 45 degrees, minus cos 135 degrees into A n cap. So this becomes mu naught into I divided by 2 pi, cos 45 degrees is 1 by root 2, cos 135 degrees minus 1 by root 2, so plus 1 by root 2 into A n cap. So this is nothing but mu naught into I divided by pi into root 2 into A n cap. Same answer we get by both the methods. Whichever you want to use it, but my preference is for this method, because in this method there is no restriction on the location of point P. In this method there is a restriction. The restriction is point P should be equidistant from both ends of the conductor. Thank you. This is the end of this problem. We'll proceed to the next problem. Find vector B at the center of an equilateral triangle carrying a steady current of 8 amperes. each side has a length equal to 5 centimeters. So this is the equilateral triangle. Correct? Length of each side is 5 centimeters, means 5 into 10 to the power minus 2 meters. The point of intersection of the various bisectors is the midpoint. This is midpoint at a distance of midpoint from one of the sides is 0.2885 times 0.2885 times d. What is distance? What is d here? D is the length. Length is length of each side. It is what? 5 into 10 to the power minus 2. If you take this distance is 0.2885 times the length. Length is what? 5 into 10 to the power minus 2 meters. So let us assume that current is flowing in the clockwise direction. I is equal to 8 amperes. Again we will apply the principle of superposition. Solution. Take the conductor. This is the point of interest, which is P. This distance is D, equal to 0.2885 times 5 into 10 to the power minus 2. Correct? I is equal to 8 amperes. Where the current starts, that angle is alpha 1. Where the current ends, that angle is alpha 2. Now we have to find what is alpha 1? What is alpha 1? Tell me. Is a bisector. So what is alpha 1? Alpha 1 is equal to 120 degrees plus 30 degrees is equal to 150 degrees. See, this angle is 120 degrees. This angle is 30 degrees. 120 degrees plus 30 degrees is 150 degrees. What is alpha 2? Alpha 2 is 30 degrees. So alpha 1 and alpha 2 values are computed using the properties of a triangle. Each of this angle is 60 degrees. Bisector means 30 degrees. So that if you add 120, you get alpha 1. Alpha 2 is equal to 30 degrees. Alpha 2 is equal to 30 degrees. So that is this distance is the distance from centroid to this side, perpendicular distance. It is 0.2885 times length of this side, which is 5 into 10 to the power minus 2 meters, and that will be d. Now we will apply the principle of superposition. Flux density at point P due to the triangular loop equals is vector B is equal to 3 times, because there are 3 sides, mu naught into I divided by 4 pi d cos alpha 2 minus cos alpha 1 into A n cap. Where the current starts, the angle is alpha 1. Where the current ends, the angle is alpha 2. Where A n cap is not, A n cap equals unit vector perpendicular to the plane of the page and is directed inward. This is in accordance with right hand rule. What is right hand rule? Close the fingers of the right hand in the direction of the current. Direction of the current means clockwise direction, and thumb indicates the direction of A n cap. So if you close the fingers in the clockwise direction, thumb is inward. That means A n cap is inward here. This is A n cap. Substitute the values. So this is what? 3 into mu naught is 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7. Current is 8. 4 pi, what is D? 0.2885 into 5 into 10 to the power minus 2. Cos of 30 degrees minus cos of 150 degrees into A n cap is equal to 288 into A n cap micro Tesla. This is the answer. 288 into A n cap micro Tesla. This is the end of the solution. Thank you. Next problem is find the magnetic flux density at point P. This is the configuration given. This is the point of interest P. Okay. Now we'll do this problem in this manner. Solution. Step number 1. To find flux density. To find flux density at point P due to horizontal sections. These two are horizontal sections. This is a vertical section and this is a semicircular section. Semicircular section. Due to horizontal sections. I'll take the horizontal section. This is point P. Perpendicular distance B is equal to 2 meters. Where the current starts, the angle is alpha 1. Alpha 1 equals 90 degrees. Where the current ends, the angle is alpha 2. What is that alpha 2? We have to find. This length is what? This length is 6 meters. This is, so define tan alpha 2. What is tan? What is this distance? What is this distance? This distance is square root of 6 square plus 2 square. So it is nothing but root of 40. Pythagoras rule. So what is cos alpha 2? Cos alpha 2 is equal to 6 divided by root 40. Adjacent side divided by hypotenuse. So in this, so what is cos alpha 2 is known. What is cos alpha 1? Cos alpha 1 is equal to cos 90 degrees is equal to 0. So due to horizontal sections. So vector B due to horizontal sections is equal to 2 because there are two sections. What is the formula? Mu naught into I divided by 4 pi d cos alpha 2 minus cos alpha 1 into A n cap. A n cap is unit vector perpendicular to the plane of the page and is directed inward. Whenever the current flows in the clockwise direction, A n cap is directed inwards. Please note that. Substitute 2 into what is mu naught? 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7. I is 2 divided by 4 pi into 2. Cos alpha 2. What is cos alpha 2? Cos alpha 2 is 6 divided by root 40. Cos alpha 1 0 into A n cap. Simplify this expression. If you simplify the expression, you get 189.7 into A n cap nano Tesla. This is the answer. Please check the answer. 189.7 into A n cap nano Tesla. So what I have done is, I am going to apply the principle of superposition. I will find magnetic flux density at point P due to horizontal sections which are 2 in number. Then I will find magnetic flux density at point P due to this vertical section. There is only one vertical section. Finally, I will find magnetic flux density at point P due to the semicircular section. Once we know individual contributions, we will add them and get the total answer, final answer. Nano Tesla. Next, step number 2. Step 2. To find magnetic flux density at point P due to the vertical section. Due to the vertical section. This is a vertical section. Current I equals 2 ampere flows in it. This is point P. What is D in this case? D is 6 meters. This is 4 meters. Vertical section has a length equal to 4 meters. Where the current starts, the angle is alpha 1. This angle is alpha 1. Where the current ends, the angle is alpha 2. Where the current starts, the angle is alpha 1. Where the current ends, the angle is alpha 2. So what is alpha 1? To find alpha 1 and alpha 2, what is alpha 2? Tell me what is alpha 2? Tan alpha 2 equals, correct? Tan alpha 2 equals what here? Opposite side is 6, adjacent side is 2. So this implies alpha 2 is equal to tan inverse of 3. Tan inverse of 3 is what? 71.56 degrees. What is alpha 1? Alpha 1 is equal to 180 minus alpha 2 equals 108.44 degrees. So alpha 1 and alpha 2 values are found from this figure. To find alpha 2, define tan alpha. Tan alpha 2 is opposite side, which is 6, adjacent side, which is 2. Alpha 1 plus alpha 2 is 180. Therefore, alpha 1 is 180 minus alpha 2, 108.44 degrees. Second step, to find vector B due to vector B at point P due to vertical section. Due to vertical section. Vector B due to vertical section is equal to, there is only one vertical section, so it is mu naught into I divided by 4 pi d cos alpha 2 minus cos alpha 1 into A n cap. Mu naught is 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7, I is 2 divided by 4 pi into 6 cos alpha 2 cos of 71.56 degrees minus cos of alpha 1. Cos alpha 1 means alpha 1 is 108.44 minus cos 108.44 degrees multiplied by A n cap. So the answer is 21.08 into A n cap nano Tesla. This is the contribution due to vertical section. So first we have found what contribution due to two horizontal sections. Now I have found contribution due to this vertical section. Next is contribution due to this semicircular section. That is the next step. To find the contribution due to semicircular section. Due to semicircular section. Right? Vector B is equal to half into mu naught into I divided by 2R into A n cap. This is the formula. What written inside the brackets is the formula for the flux density at the center of a circular loop. I have done this in application, you can check. Half because it is a semicircle. So this is half into, what is mu naught? Mu naught is 4 pi into 10 to the power, this is due to semicircular section. Okay. 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7, I is 2. What is the radius? Radius is 2 into A n cap. So if you use calculator, you will get the answer 314.16 into A n cap nano Tesla. final step to find total flux density, at point P. Vector B is equal to, add the contributions due to horizontal sections, contribution due to vertical section, contribution due to semicircular section. If you add all this, the answer is 525 AN cap nanotesla. This is how Biot-Savart's law can be used to find flux density at point P. Correct? The first and foremost thing is to remember the results of vector B is equal to mu naught into I by 4 pi d cos alpha 2 minus cos alpha 1 into n cap. How to find alpha 1, alpha 2 for each section you must know. Then what is the formula for vector B at the center of a circular loop? That you divide by 2 because you have got a semicircular section over here. Then apply the principle of superposition. Vector B is equal to vector B due to horizontal section, vector plus vector B due to vertical section, plus vector B due to semicircular section. This is the answer. Okay, thank you. Magnetic flux density on the axis of a circular loop of radius A that carries a direct current equal to I amperes. So this is the circular loop. This is the circular loop. X-axis, Y-axis, Z-axis. P is the point of interest having the coordinates 0, 0, Z. Let me take, what is the radius of this? Radius of this circular loop is A. Radius is A. Let me take a small elemental length. Let me take a small elemental length of the circular loop, which is dl. dl is equal to A into d phi. D phi, A into d phi. This angle is phi. dl is equal to A into d phi, or vector dl is equal to A into d phi into A phi cap. How did we get this vector dl is equal to A into d phi? See, what is the formula for, what is the formula? You know the formula S is equal to r theta. So what is r here? A. This angle is what? D phi. So this distance is dl. So dl is equal to A into d phi. Just like S is equal to r theta. dl is equal to A into d phi. Angle subtended by an arc is d phi. What is the length of the arc? Radius A into angle subtended by the arc, which is A into, the result is A into d phi. And it is in the phi direction, therefore A into d phi into A phi cap. The current carried by the conductor, circular conductor, is I amperes. It flows in the anti-clockwise direction. The midpoint of dl is connected to point P. The distance is r. This is vector r. This distance is r. It is treated as a vector. That vector has got magnitude equal to r, direction given by ar cap. The midpoint of dl has a distance equal to r to the point of interest. So let me construct a vector diagram. This is point P. Correct? This is the midpoint of the elemental length. This is the midpoint. This is vector r. This vector is what? A into A rho cap. And this vector is z into Az cap. This point is nothing but midpoint of dl. So we have taken a circular loop. Circular loop is lying in the xy plane and carries a current of I amperes in the anti-clockwise direction. I have taken a small elemental length dl and dl is what? A into d. How did we get this expression? We know the formula for the length of the arc. When the arc subtends an angle theta, what is that length? S is equal to r into theta. This is S. What is theta? D phi. What is r? A. So dl is equal to A into d phi. This is how I have written. Now, according to Biot-Savart's law, according to Biot-Savart's law, according to Biot-Savart's law, according to Biot-Savart's law, flux density at point P is flux density at point P is vector B is equal to integral vector mu times ideal cross B divided by vector B mu times vector ideal cross AR cap by 4 pi r square Tesla. Limits of integration will fix later. Let us assume that the loop is located in free space. Therefore, mu will be mu naught. We know that AR cap is equal to vector R divided by its magnitude. Hence vector B is equal to mu naught into I divided by 4 pi integral vector DL cross vector R divided by R cube. So many Tesla. This is the expression. So what is next step is to this I call equation 1. Next step is to find vector DL cross vector R from the vector diagram. This is the resultant. Where is the resultant? You tell me. Resultant should start on initial point of a vector and end on the final point of a vector. This is the initial point of this vector. This is the final point of this vector. Therefore, this is the resultant. Resultant should start on the initial point of one vector and should end on the final point of the other vector. From the vector diagram, z into az cap is equal to a into a rho cap plus vector r. This implies vector r is equal to z into az cap minus a into a rho cap. And what is vector dl? Vector dl is equal to a into d phi into a phi cap. Hence, vector dl cross vector r is equal to vector dl is a into d phi into a phi cap cross vector r. Vector r is z into az cap minus a into a rho cap. Now, draw this vector diagram. We draw three orthogonal vectors, mutually orthogonal unit vectors, a rho cap, a phi cap, az cap. A phi cap cross az cap. A phi to az, you are traveling in the anti-clockwise direction. So a phi cap cross az cap is equal to a rho cap. Next, a phi cap cross a rho cap. From a phi to a rho, you are traveling in the clockwise direction. Therefore, a phi cap cross A rho cap is equal to minus AZ cap. Cross product of unit vectors will give mutually perpendicular vector. Whether it's plus or minus depends on the movement in this figure. If the movement is anti-clockwise, the resultant unit vector will be positive. If the movement is clockwise, the resultant unit vector will have a minus sign. Please note that. So this is nothing but now A into Z into d phi. A phi cap cross AZ cap is what? A rho cap plus A into A square into d phi into AZ cap. When the contributions due to differential elements, differential element means DL, differential elements are added, the contribution due to A rho cap gets cancelled, while the contribution due to AZ cap gets added. That means horizontal components get cancelled out when the contributions due to different DLs are added along the circumference of the circular loop. Vertical components get added. So I have written when the contributions due to differential elements are added, the contribution due to A rho cap gets cancelled while the contribution due to AZ cap gets added. Very important. Therefore, gets added. Hence, gets added. Hence, this we call equation 2. Hence, equation 2 becomes vector dl cross vector r is equal to 0 plus a square into d phi into az cap. This I will call equation 3. Very important. When the contribution to differential elements are added, comma, the contribution due to A rho cap gets cancelled, means horizontal components get cancelled, while the contribution due to AZ cap gets added, means vertical components produced by different differential elements along the circumference gets added. That's what it means. Substituting equation 3 in equation 1 gives also what is r? Also what is r? R is equal to what was vector r? We have, what was vector r? We know that vector r is equal to expression vector r is equal to z into AZ cap minus A into A rho cap, written earlier. This implies what is the magnitude of vector r? Square root of z square plus A square. Correct? Why I want this rs in this expression, we should know what is r. That is why. Gives vector b is equal to mu naught into I divided by 4 pi integral. Vector dl cross vector r is what? A square d phi into az cap. If you substitute r expression, you get z square plus a square to the power 3 by 2. Phi varies along the circle from 0 to 2 pi. This is the expression for vector b. Now we will integrate this expression. Vector b, hence vector b is equal to mu naught into I divided by 4 pi, correct? A square divided by z square plus a square to the power 3 by 2 is taken out of the integral because it's a constant. Integration with respect to phi. d phi if you integrate you get phi, limits from 0 to 2 pi multiplied to unit vector az cap. So it is mu naught into I into a square divided by, this is 2 pi, so this becomes 2 times z square plus a square to the power 3 by 2 into az cap. So many Tesla. This is the expression for magnetic flux density on the axis of a circular loop that carries a steady current of I amperes. So vector B at the center of the circular loop is vector B at the center of the circular loop is vector B at the center is equal to, in this expression you put z equal to 0, z square plus a square to the power 3 by 2 into az cap evaluated with the condition z equal to 0. If you put z equal to 0, you get mu naught into I into a square by 2aq into az cap. So you get mu naught into I divided by 2a into az cap. So many Tesla. This is the expression for vector B at the center of this circular loop. Very, very important result. This problem you practice as many times as possible. One important component here is when you use the contributions of these differential elements, horizontal contribution gets cancelled. Therefore, this is 0 here. Vertical components get added. Therefore, az components survive. That is indicated in equation 3. This aspect you have to remember.